Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Music Den. I am, of course, your host, Armando Venditti. Hoping you guys are having a good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you happen to be watching this. It is Saturday night. It is a nice, cold, chilly, but sunny day here in Edmonton. I am joined again by Peter Kent from the Lizard King channel. How are you doing, Peter?
Good, Armando. Thanks for having me back again. Always a pleasure, mate. Always a
Always a
pleasure.
pleasure to have you on. Always a
Oh,
pleasure
thank
to have
you.
you on. Ladies and gentlemen, in this episode of Music Den, we are going to be doing an album ranking of The Doors. Doors, hailing from Los Angeles, California, formed in 1965. You know, the infamous Jim Morrison on vocals, Robbie Krieger on guitars, Ray Manzarek on keyboards and bass, and John Densmore on drums and percussion. Signing to Elektra Records around 1966, releasing their debut album, self-titled, in 1967, releasing a total of 9 albums, 6 with Jim Morrison, the last one being LA Woman, because he would die, unfortunately, a few weeks after the release of LA Woman. They would go on to release 2 albums afterwards of musical compositions, one called Other Voices in 71, the last one being Full Circle, sorry, in 1972, and an album dedicated to the poetry of one Mr. Jim Morrison, released in 1978, called An American Prayer, all released through Elektra Asylum Records. What we are going to attempt to do, ladies and gentlemen, is give you our rankings of these albums 9-1. So I was just telling Peter before we started taping, I basically crammed 6 albums into one afternoon.
It's a lot, yeah. It's a lot of material.
I needed medical attention at the end of that afternoon. I'm telling you right now, because there was a lot to take in sonically. So again, we are going to rank these albums 9-1. And as I've always said, being raised properly by my mother, I will let Mr. Peter Kent go first with his number 9. Take it away,
Okay,
Peter.
thanks, Armando. Yeah, my number 9 is I haven't got this, but I've heard it many times. I went for the one without one of the ones without Jim Morrison, 1972's Full Circle. Full Circle album. I don't. They're not bad without Jim, but that you can tell something's missing. Obviously, if you're used to the Jim Morrison albums, it's got a. It's hard to say, but it's got a couple of decent songs, I guess. Get Up and Dance. You got Robbie Krieger and Ray Manzarek doing the vocals on these 2 albums, and this obviously this one. Get Up and Dance is not bad. Yeah, the Piano Bird, I guess. Verdalac. Again, it just doesn't get through to me the way the Morrison albums do. So, uh, not that great an album, but a couple of 2 or 3 decent tracks, I would say. So, I haven't got too much to say about this one, but yeah, it's an obvious number 9 for me. But yeah, just them as a trio. It's not the same as the with Jim up front on the vocals. So
Yeah.
yeah, number 9, Full Circle. I'm gonna go. Yeah.
All right. All right. Here's a quick question for you. Excuse me. Do you believe that they should have carried on without Jim Morrison?
No, I don't. No, no.
I
How
believe.
about you?
No, I don't believe they,
No.
they should. Like, that is such a low register. No.
No.
It's just no. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was hard to. I mean, my number 9, ladies and gentlemen, is Other Voices from 71.
Oh yeah.
Um, I I've tried listening to it. I mean, I've tried to sit through the whole thing. You know, you have songs like I Have the Sun, Varieties of Spice of Life, Ships with Sails, Tightrope Ride.
Yeah. Yeah.
there's I've heard this analogy used. It's like having a table with three legs.
Yes, yeah, pretty much,
Um,
yeah,
that needs four for proper support. If one of the
yeah,
legs doesn't is not there, then it's not working.
mm,
It's yeah, it's I honestly don't know what Electro was thinking. I mean, and we should also say that I forgot to mention the five of the original six albums with Jim Morrison were produced by Paul A. Rothchild. Um,
yes, yes.
and LA Woman was produced by The Doors and
Bruce
Barry
Botnick was Bruce Botnick, I think.
Barry Botnick or
Bruce
Barry,
Botnick, Bruce Botnick, yeah,
Bruce Botnick, sorry.
yeah,
Bruce Botnick, sorry.
mm,
Because apparently Paul Rothchild got tired of the Doors quote unquote unprofessional behavior in the studio.
yeah,
So
yeah,
he quit the band as their producer. So these albums, like they are at the lower end of my ranking.
mm.
Um, there is just something missing
Yeah,
for
it's
me.
just, it's not the same. It's just like some other band now, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
just, could be, you know,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So yeah, that's my number nine. Other Voices from 71. What is your number eight?
Number 8 is Other Voices. Yes, there you go. I'll just bring up the tracks again. Just a second. Yeah, Other Voices. What can you say about this? Yeah, there it is. Other Voices.
Mhm.
Um, my favorite song on this is Tightrope Ride. That's not too bad with Mary Manzarek. I don't mind that too much.
Mhm.
Variety's a Spice of Life. Oh, geez, yeah. I like it a little bit better than Full Circle, but still not that great for me. Yeah, In the Eye of the Sun. Yeah, I don't know. The songs for me, they just don't get going. They're out of first gear or something. Yeah,
I'm feeling it. I know what you're saying.
yeah. It's hard to explain. Yeah, but Tightrope Ride, it's passable, I guess. What was it the other one like Varieties of Spice? Like, oh yeah, okay. In the Eye of the Sun. Yeah, not too much to say about this either. It's just bit of a hard listen to, like Full Circle. It's a bit of a hard,
Yeah.
tough going, I would say. But yeah, 1971's Other Voices. Yeah, obviously these last two we've talked about for me are easily the coming in last for me. Yeah, so number 8, Other Voices. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Um, my number eight is Full Circle. Ladies and gentlemen. We did a switch, and ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen, Peter and I did not talk about our
yeah,
list at all. Um, just to sort of continue what you were saying about the singing or the music, it just seems to me with the singing, it's like they're all over the place with the singing.
yeah, yeah.
It's very I don't even know how to describe it. It's that bad.
Disjointed or
Yeah,
a bit of a mess, I
that's a
guess you
good
could
way.
say.
That's a good way
Yeah,
to
yeah,
disjointed. That's a
yeah,
good way to
yeah.
describe it.
It's not gelling. It's not gelling.
No,
Yeah,
Ray Manzarek as a singer, no.
yeah.
All due respect to rest in peace, Ray Manzarek, but no. It's not what it's not the Jim Morrison um
No.
um contribution that Jim Morrison brought. Again, full circle for me, released in 72. Get Up and Dance is okay. 4 Billion
Mm.
Souls. Yeah. Verdilac, what the hell is a Verdilac? But I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
Hardwood Floor. Meh. You know, yeah, it's like me wanting to go see Taylor Swift. It's not going to happen. I'm sorry. Um, and yeah, there's excuse me, there is an ingredient missing.
Yeah. Oh, most definitely. Most
There
definitely.
is an ingredient missing. I yeah, number 8. Moving on. uh, uh, excuse me. Number 8, full circle for me. What is your number 7?
Number 7, I'm gonna go from 1978, American Prayer.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I really like I like his poetry mixed with the Doors music. It's really good. It's got poems, lyrics, and stories written by Jim Morrison.
Yeah.
And yeah, Ghost Song Awake, the opening track, Ghost Song's quite nice. I really like that. Then you got him going into to Come of Age, and it's got black polished chrome. He's got Latino chrome, Angels and Sailors, Stoned Immaculate, really good. Yeah, and not up there with the Doors original albums, but it's a quite decent listen. And we hear Roadhouse Blues on here as well. There's a version of Roadhouse Blues on here, and the Hitchhiker. Quite an interesting listen. I don't play it a lot, but once in a while, it's not a bad listen. I wouldn't put it up with the others, but quite yeah, it's curiosity, I guess. It's a
Yeah.
curiosity,
It's a
so I
curiosity
would say.
listen. Yeah.
Yeah, passing curiosity.
Yeah.
Yeah, number 7, American Prayer. Yeah,
My number 7, ladies and gentlemen, is An American Prayer.
there you go.
Literally. What I do like about this album is the music on it, the production of it.
Mm,
Um, I do like Ghost Song, Devil's
yes, it's good.
Highway. Um, but I mean, if I was to, would would I go back to this album maybe on a full moon
Yeah, yeah,
or like on an eclipse? You know what I mean? Like a solar
yeah.
eclipse.
Once in a blue moon album, I think. Yeah, I would
Very
say.
blue. We're talking like, no, it is what it is. The music does carry it along. I do find the production on it a lot fuller, a lot more realized,
Mm,
because I mean, at this point, I guess you have more of more studio, better equipment, right? In terms of being able to
yeah,
produce a good album. Yeah, and that's all I can really say, and that's my number 7.
yeah. It's not too much to say. Yeah.
Um, Now we're moving on to our number 6. What is your number 6?
Now's the good stuff.
There we go. Well, you would think.
Yeah.
You would
Number
think.
6. I had a hard time. I love all these albums, I must say. I pretty much love all these albums. I'm a big, huge fan.
Yeah.
So some of it was a bit difficult, but yeah. So I'll just go for number 6. Now, just because it's number 6, I really like this album a lot. Always have. From 1968, Waiting for the Sun.
Okay.
Number 6. Yeah. Um, Big hit on this, number 1 single, Hello, I Love You. Great. It's great pop. Taken from a Kinks song, apparently. The main, is it All Day and All Night, I think? Is it the one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's got that kind of the same kind of melody. Yeah,
Yes.
all day and
Yeah.
all of the night. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's classic pop, and it was a huge hit. Love Street's a nice, relaxing sort of tune. Very, very playful Jim, playful lyrics and song. I love Not to Touch the Earth. I think that's great. That's the bit on the darker side. See, this is with the Doors. You get the pop side, and you get the darker side.
Yeah, you got
And
a
at
good
the end, he
mix.
says, "I
Yeah.
am the Lizard King. I can do anything." At the end of the track,
Hmm.
yeah, great track. One of my favorites from it. Summer's Almost Gone. Very nice tune, relaxing, summery sort of song. Wintertime Love. Very short, under 2 minutes, but always liked it. The
Hmm.
Unknown Soldier, there's a clip for that on YouTube, a bit controversial. Good track.
Hmm.
Spanish Caravan, nice guitar from Robbie Krieger
Hmm.
in that. Beautiful playing from him on that. Mile Wild Love, a bit of a cappella, sort of just the voices,
Hmm.
bit of a cappella sort of track. Not one of my favorites, but it fits in okay with the album. We Could Be So Good Together. It's not a bad tune. Okay. Yes, the River Knows. Lovely song. 5-1 at the end. One of their best. Really, that edgy doors. Which I like. Very a great finish to the album. Yeah, really good. Yeah, Not to Touch the Earth. 5-1. Unknown Soldier and a few others. An excellent album, but their third studio album. But yeah, number 6 for me. Yeah.
Yeah. um, my number 6 is Morrison Hotel
Okay.
from 70. Um, and I was, ladies and gentlemen, I was moving these. There we go with the props. Perfect. I was changing these rankings around as I was listening to the albums. I'm like, oh, this will
Oh
be, no, no,
yeah.
no, this will be like I kept, yeah, I mean, Morrison Hotel, this is a return to more of a straightforward blues rock kind of sound.
Mm,
They kind of went more of a direct approach instead of with the soft parade. They were using more like strings and horns.
yes.
Kind of moved away from that and went for more again a more direct approach. Roadhouse Blues, Waiting for the Sun, You Make Me Real. Good songs.
Mm,
Um, I've got my notes here, guys, so I'm just gonna, Peace Frog, Blue Sunday, Ship of
mm,
Fools, Land Ho,
yep.
The Spy, uh, Queen of the Highway, Indian Summer, and good old
Nice.
Maggie McGill. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's and what I noticed though with most of these albums is they always had one lengthy track at the end of the album.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
Excuse me. And yeah, I like it. I like it. I must say I've gained much more respect for the Doors after listening to these albums.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for that because
Oh, that's all right. Yeah.
you always, again, when you think you know all there is to know about music, there's always something new to learn, and you kind of
Yeah.
stretch yourself sonically of what you're
Yeah.
okay with listening to, right? Um, so yeah, that's my number's 6. So
Number 6. My number 5 is Morrison Hotel.
okay.
Yeah. I really love the. If you're talking the vinyl, the first side is stronger than the second side for me. But Roadhouse Blues, that's a great bluesy rock number. Love that. Waiting for the Sun would have to be my top 10 Doors songs. I like the dynamics of it, the slow part and the
Yeah.
hard hitting part, where it changes.
Yeah.
Really great track. You Make Me Real has always been a good song for me without being overly great. Peace Frog's got great Robbie Krieger guitar, very nice.
Yeah.
Blue Sunday's a beautiful ballad, beautiful love song. Ship of Fools has always been one I've liked. I think it's up tempo, very catchy,
Yeah.
great song. Land Ho, a good track, always liked it. The Spy's a bit slower, bluesy sort of feel to it.
Yeah.
Queen on the Highway, again, up tempo again. And then you got Indian Summer's a beautiful song, beautiful melody, Indian Summer. Great vocal. Maggie McGill again, the bluesy rock, which was done quite well. But
Mhm.
yeah, the first half I like better, but it does hold together pretty well. And from 1970, yeah, we're always all these first 6 albums are very tight for me. It's hard to
Yeah.
put them in order for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, number 5, Morrison Hotel.
Yeah. It's hard with the first 6 albums. I mean, with the first 6 albums, you are talking about the cream of the crop, right?
Yes, yes.
It's only for me personally, it's only when you get to Other Voices is where the cream curdles.
Yeah, and I think that these the first 6 are all strong. I don't think there's much between any of them.
No, there isn't.
I
There isn't.
can't. Yeah, there's not much
Yeah,
between them.
there isn't.
Yeah.
My number five, we must carry on, ladies and gentlemen. My number five is The Soft Parade
Okay.
from 69. There we go. I love a man with a prop. There we go. Perfect.
It's a
Perfect.
beautiful cover. I like the blue in it. The
Yeah.
blue
It's a
cover and
very,
the
yeah, very distinct cover.
yeah.
You know, released in 69, Tell All the People, Touch Me, my favorite.
Great song. Yeah.
My favorite Doris song. Just the fact that it's, you know, a simple, no, and when I say simple, I don't mean to degrade it or demean it in any way, but to me, it's a very simple love song. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Very
yes.
playful on the organ, and even like the harpsichord, and
Mm.
even with you know um with the lyrics, I'm gonna love you till the sun refuses to shine. You know,
Yes, yeah, yeah,
just the way he does it, right? I mean, it's
yeah.
beautiful. Um, Shamar's Blues, Do It, both good tracks. Easy Ride, Wild Child, Running Blue. I love this as a title for a song, Wishful Sinful.
And what a song too. What a great song.
Oh yeah,
I
oh
love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the dynamics of the title track, the Soft Parade, like the different changes, the different
Mm.
sections to it, just great.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This one was going to be my number three.
Mm.
But then I fudged with the numbers, and there you go. It's my number five.
So
Um,
you consider it putting higher. You consider it putting higher.
I was going to be either two or three, but I thought, no,
Yes,
there are
yeah.
the ones that are just slightly better. You know what I mean? Just
Yeah,
slightly
yeah.
better. So that's my number five. Yeah, the Soft Parade. So,
Okay, number 4,
four, yeah.
LA Woman.
Ah,
Yeah. It's a great album. Always loved it. I love all these 6 albums. I've played them over the years many times. I love the changeling with the keyboards. Uh, just
yeah,
a great run, and the Jim the vocal, especially end of the song where he just lets rip on the vocal. Really great song. Love her
mm,
madly. It's played to death, but a lovely track. Love her
hmm,
madly. You get
hmm,
a lot of blues on this. You got the bluesy sort of stuff. Been down so long. I like that. It's a fine track. And then the slow blues. The cars hiss by my window. Just very atmospheric.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like you relaxing on a rainy day sort of song. Yeah, yeah, sort of in your room and
yeah.
so on. It's
Oh, I
good.
got you.
Sort of
I
takes on
understand.
a ride. Yeah,
Yeah,
LA Woman. What can you say? It's a killer track, great lyrically and musically. L'America, yeah, it's still good. I don't mind L'America. Fits. Hyacinth House is a bit of a hidden gem for me. Hyacinth
yeah,
House,
yeah,
yeah, I think that's a really good vocal and a nice melody to it. Very good. The cover of the blues, Crawling King Steak, slow blues. With slow bluesy numbers, I sort of like some and I don't like some. I don't mind this.
yeah,
The Wasp are great drums from John Densmore on that. Very great drumming on that,
yeah,
and quite an upbeat tune. And Riders on the Storm. What can you say? That's still a classic to this day, isn't it?
yeah,
Still
yeah.
hear it on the radio quite a bit. Just an
Definitely.
amazing song. Yeah, but look, it's no slight on the album. I love the album. It's number 4, but it could have been higher. They got to go somewhere, don't they? I mean,
That's
um,
that's just it when you do these lists, right?
yeah,
It's
they
like,
got to go somewhere. And I won't say it now, but there's one album which is I've always loved, but we'll get to that later. But
yeah,
that
yeah,
sort of gets put in with the others for me. But yeah, number 4, LA Woman. Yeah.
yeah. That's my number four as well. LA Woman.
Oh, okay.
Um, and what more can be said? I mean, released in 71. Mhm. Um, and he would pass away a few weeks after the release of the album.
Mm,
Too much controversy as to what happened, and
Yeah, a couple of stories there. Yeah.
Yeah, some people said
Mm.
that, he faked his own death and, like
Mm.
all that crap. And I do say
Yeah.
crap. And by the way,
Yeah.
Elvis is dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've been
Yeah.
dealing with these rumors since 1977. Elvis is
Mm.
gone. Jim
Yeah.
Morrison is gone. Jimi Hendrix is gone. Let it
Mhm.
go. I'm sorry. It's just,
Yeah.
it is what it is. I mean, yeah, LA Woman released in 71. The Changeling is a good track. Love Her Madly, top 20 hit.
Yeah.
Been Down So Long, Car Sits By My Window. Like what you were saying, these are all great sort of atmospheric tracks for me. LA Woman, title track, great. L'America, another good track. Hyacinth House, I was surprised at. Great track.
Very good song. Yeah.
Uh, Crawling King Snake, bit of a bluesy, a good bluesy number there.
Mm.
The Wasp is great, and Riders on the Storm. What in the hell can be said more about Riders on the Storm?
On a Storm. Yeah.
Mm.
Just amazing. It's an amazing track, isn't it? Yeah. It's
Very
just.
moody,
Yeah.
atmospheric, almost like chills, like go up your arm when you hear it. Cause,
Yeah.
it's like
Chilling, isn't it? In a way. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you imagine like you're sitting there, you're listening to this, you got the windows open slightly, the rain is coming down outside,
Yeah.
and it adds to the mood of the track, right? And it's like,
Mm.
okay, this is some eerie shit going on here, okay? And and then there's that break, and then it starts again, right?
Yeah.
Um, and he never, like he never sort of breaks character when he did when he sang. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
when he did a vocal, he was playing a character for each song he sang.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's my number four. I think it's a great album. This was why I was having trouble with the numbers, like ranking them, right? Like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
this should be number four. This should be number four. It's like it's hard. It is really hard.
Oh, yeah. It's hard. Yeah. I find it very difficult. Some rankings of bands, albums, and that. Yeah. It's
Exactly. And I
very
mean,
difficult. Yeah.
just because an album is number four and number five doesn't mean you don't like it. It's just that
Oh, no, not at all.
you got to put them somewhere, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's my number four.
Yeah.
Uh, LA
Number
Woman.
three.
Hmm.
Considered putting this at number two or number one, but I didn't. I considered
Okay.
it, but I didn't do it. 1967 Strange Days.
Number three. Okay.
Number three, yeah. One of their best, I think. Could have been a number one. I love Strange Days, the song. I think that the organ or whatever coming in at the start of it and the vocal, it's just hypnotic. I find it a hypnotic sort of song.
Hmm.
Um, this Your Lost Little Girl is just a beautiful track, just a beautifully done song. And the guitar solo from Robbie Krieger's divine, sublime, I mean.
Hmm.
Pretty nice guitar solo. Love Me Two Times was a single. Very good pop rock song.
Yeah.
Very great song.
Yeah.
Unhappy Girl, nice track. And in the poetry, he does Horse Latitudes. It's a minute and a half, incorporating it into the album.
Yeah.
Moonlight Drive, another good track. Um, another nice vocal from him. Then you got the other single, People Are Strange, really good song. Very short though, it's just over 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It was a hit. Love it. My Eyes Have Seen You, a bit up tempo, a bit of a rocker, that one.
Yeah.
My Eyes Have Seen You. And then it slows down again. I Can't See Your Face in My Mind. He does a nice vocal, very soothing sort of track, isn't it? It's just,
Hmm.
and When the Music's Over, probably my top three Doors songs. I love the end a lot from the first album, but this really pushes it for me. It's very close. I just love the dynamics of it. You got the drums. He accents the drums with Jim's vocal,
Yeah.
and yeah, and it's really like 11 minutes long. It's a dynamic and it holds your attention. It doesn't get boring at all. It just
Yeah.
keeps you interested all the way. Yeah, that always one of my favorite albums. Could have been higher, as I said. I considered number one or number two, but I put it number three. Strange Days, yeah.
Hmm. No, I hear what you're saying, and it's like, it's one of those. Like I said, in the beginning of the career, they would keep, you know, they would always have one song that was like an epic kind of a track, right? Like in length or in arrangement, and that was one of them
Yeah.
when the music's over.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, um, my number three is "Waiting for the Sun" for 1968.
Yeah.
There we go. He's going to grab the prop again, ladies and
Trying to
gentlemen.
find it. Here it is.
There we go.
Yeah, they're waiting for the sun.
Perfect. Yep.
Fabulous album.
With the single "Hello, I Love You." Um,
Mm,
Great track, right? It's just
mm.
fantastic. Love Street, Not to Touch the Earth. Summer's Almost Gone.
Yeah.
You know, it's very sort of, for me, it sort of brings out a certain emotion when I hear that song.
Mm.
I don't know why. Wintertime Love, great track. The Unknown Soldier, Spanish Caravan that starts off side two, which is fantastic to me.
Mm. Great track. Yeah.
Great guitar work. Um, as I look at my notes here, My Wild Love, we could be so good together. Yes, the river knows, and 5 to 1. I mean, all these tracks are great. You know,
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
he. What I like about Morrison's vocals is he adds a certain dynamic tension to the
Oh yeah.
to
Yes.
the
Yeah.
piece, right? Like
Yeah.
he could be, singing along very nicely, very calmly, and all of a sudden he'll just start yelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
it's like peaks and valleys in terms
Oh,
of
it is very much so. Very much so. Yeah.
delivery. So yeah, that's my number three. Yeah.
My number two, I had a bit of a hard time with one and two, and always have. But I'm going to go to debut number two.
Hmm.
One of the best debuts ever, I would say, up there with any of them for me. Break On Through. I was a single. Didn't do much in the charts, but it was a single. A great song. Soul Kitchen's one of my favorites. I love the opening, the keyboards, and really good guitar solo in it from Robbie Krieger. The Crystal Ship is a beautiful song. Has to be one of the best on here. The vocal on it, it's very nice, very nice piano and everything. Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
20th Century Fox, quite a short song, but a good pop song. I reckon it's a good pop song. And then the cover Alabama song Whiskey Bar, really good, like that. Light My Fire. What do you say? Everyone knows that. Great classic.
Yeah.
Um, Backdoor Man, I reckon he's great. Backdoor Man. I think
Yeah.
it's one of those old blues songs they do really well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
looked at you as considered. Some people consider it filler. I quite like it. Some people I've heard think it's a bit filler, but it's a good song. End of the Night again, a bit darker, slowed down.
Yeah.
Good track. Take It As It Comes again. Up is a bit more upbeat again, and the awesome the end. It's like when the music's over from Strange Days. But what can you say? Classic album. Considered putting it number one, and a lot of people's number one actually. This one, but
Yeah.
number two for me. Yeah.
Yeah. It's my number two as well, actually.
Oh wow.
The debut. This was going to be my number one.
Yeah.
But upon listening to the albums, it's like, no, 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 no. I mean, you see, because I'm one of these people like yourself that listens to the deep tracks, the deep cuts,
Yes.
and
Yes.
and looks at the album as a whole. You know what I mean? Like as a whole piece. And usually some people will like look at just the singles, right? But I mean, to give them a ranking, but no, there's a lot that goes into these rankings and stuff, and sometimes you have to listen to
Mm.
the deeper tracks, the deeper
Oh yeah.
in order to get like a full picture of it. And like
Mm.
this is a good album. This is considered their best album. Again with Break On
Oh, it
Through.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, with Break On Through, Soul Kitchen. I mean, Break On Through was a single, and The Crystal Ship, 20th Century Fox, Alabama Song, Whiskey Bar, fantastic. Light My
Mm.
Fire, I mean, it got them on the Ed Sullivan Show, and it got them kicked off the Ed Sullivan Show
Because he
because
didn't change the lyric.
because he didn't want to change the lyrics, or we couldn't get much higher, because they went backstage before the performance and said, "Look, you need to either take that lyric out or change it."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, okay, we'll change it." And he looked back at the band. He's like, "We're not changing a nothing thing. We're not doing. We're gonna do it the way we recorded it." So when he went to sing it or lip sync it, he really emphasized his motions like into the camera, like he really
Yeah, he
sort of
did.
exaggerated what he was doing. And they did the show, and they said, "You'll never do the Ed Sullivan Show again." And Jim
Yeah.
Morrison just said, "We just did the Ed Sullivan Show. We just did it." So
Love it. Love it.
you know, fantastic, right? Back then, great song. End of the night, uh, take it as it comes, and the end. This is the end, my friend. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Great song,
again,
man.
11 minutes plus, 11 minutes 14 seconds, epic,
Mm.
sprawling,
Yeah.
atmospheric, layered, like all these things going on at the same time. I mean, it's a great track, right? And it's a good way to end the album. And
Yeah.
just a little footnote. I mean, everyone knew that Jim Morrison, there was never a drug that he saw that he didn't like or didn't take.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Very
And
much. Yeah. Yeah.
and drinking as well. I mean, they were performing, what they were ready to do a show, and he drank so much that Morrison passed out.
Mm.
And I believe they were opening for the Jefferson Airplane at the time. And minutes before they were supposed to go on stage, Morrison passed out. Well, there's footage of Ray Manzarek singing all of Jim
Yeah.
Morrison's parts, doing it, like
Mm.
playing the keyboards and the organ and singing Jim Morrison doing his vocals. You know what I mean? Without missing a beat. Now that's
Yeah. Amazing,
professionalism.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, that's professionalism. Your lead
Oh, yeah.
singer.
He's a good, great musician. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, your lead
Yeah.
singer passes out minutes before you go on, and you just, you know what, leave him in the dressing room. Let's go.
He didn't have
It's
didn't have much time to think about it, did he? He just had to go and do it,
go on and do it. Yeah, go
Yeah.
on and do it. And it was Grace Slick that, in one of there was a Doors documentary that came out,
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Grace Slick mentioned that this is what happened, right? That
Mm.
they opened for us, and or it was like a shared bill kind of a thing, and Ray Manzarek went on and just blew them away, blew everyone away. And
Yeah.
it was said that you couldn't tell the difference in the vocal delivery that night.
Mm.
But you know what? I think they had to do what they had to do. So yeah, just a little trivia there, guys.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's my number two. The Doors, the self-titled 1967. So, moment of truth,
Okay, my
guys.
number one.
Moment of truth, guys. Go
Moment of truth. Not a popular choice. Not
on.
a popular, not a popular choice at all. But I'm going to go the Soft Parade. Is my
No,
number
I
one.
can see why.
Yeah, yeah. I always loved this album. I just as I said, the first six albums, there's not much difference between me, but I just love the orchestration, how it's meshed in with the band.
Yeah,
Uh, the orchestration, I really love. Tell all the people, and it's a great opening. I just like the song, how I just everything about it.
mhm.
Touch Me, probably my favorite song as well, actually. The Doors song, Touch Me.
Yeah. Touch me.
Just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great men's folk. I think his vocals on this are well, some of his best on this album.
I would
It's
agree.
probably why, yeah, probably why I like it. Yeah, his voice really goes well with the orchestration. It
Yeah.
really meshes well with the orchestration. Then you got the Shaman's Blues. It's he credited to Morrison. Yeah, I love that too.
Shaman's Blues.
Just
Yeah,
great stuff on that. Do It. You hear the laugh at the music comes in. You hear him laughing at the start of the song. Yeah,
yeah,
good tune. Easy Ride's very
yeah,
playful pop
yeah,
song. Another Morrison one. Wild Child, great guitar opening. very catchy tune. Love it. Running Blue, very nice. They mentioned Otis Redding in that. Poor Otis, dead and gone. Left me
Yeah.
here to sing his song. It happens. Wishful Sinful, probably a top 5 song for me. And the
Hmm.
Soft Parade is just very a bit different to the other 2 long songs I had earlier.
Yeah.
This has got a bit of a jazz feel to it. This one, it's
Yeah.
got a bit of a jazzy feel to it, I find.
Yeah.
And yeah, and just at the end when he does the poetry at the end, he sounds like he's 10 foot tall, doesn't he? It's the booming voice. You hear
Yeah.
the end of the song, it's coming over, yeah. But not a popular choice for number 1. It's one of my favorite albums actually ever. But oh yeah, I don't know. I just always love this album.
No, I can see
Always
why you
loved
love
it.
it. I can see why
Yeah,
you would say it's number one. I really do. And by the way, guys, I had a typo. I said Shamar's Blues. It's Shaman's Blues. I'm
Blue, yeah,
sorry. I'm
yeah.
sorry. My mistake. It was a typo. I could blame Bob, but no, it was my fault.
And yeah, before you go on, yeah, the top. I love all those first 6, the Jim albums, but
Yeah.
I did consider probably the Soft Parade, the first, and Strange Days as number 1. But in the end, I thought, I remember listening to this when I first heard it, and I kept playing one of those albums. Yeah, I played them all, but this one had a certain thing about it for me, so that's why I went
Yeah,
for it.
no,
Yeah,
I completely get where you're coming from with the use of horns and the use of
yeah,
strings. Excuse me, use of strings. And for me, that one track, Touch Me,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
would have ranked it at number 3 for me. That's why it was number 3 for me.
Mm.
But I mean, because to me, that song "Touch Me," to me, Morrison's delivery on the vocals made him seem more human, more
Yes,
lovable,
yeah,
more
yeah,
more lovable. To me, in terms of it's more melodic. When he sings,
yes,
I'm not going to sing it, but when he sings like, I'm going to love you till the sun
mm,
refused to shine,
yeah, yeah,
just he delivers such emotion in that vocal to me
mm.
that it put it over the top. But there were other albums that I mean that
Oh, yeah, they're all good. The Jim albums are all good. Yeah,
yeah,
so
exactly.
yeah,
So, ladies and gentlemen,
here we go.
moment of truth, no drum rolls, but my number one album is Strange Days. There's a second release in 1967, released on September 25th, 1967. Good album. I like, even now, even then they were starting to do a little experimentation on the album, on the songs, with songs like Strange Days, uh,
Mm,
and which, a great song, You're a Lost Little Girl, Love Me Two Times, where
mm.
in the video, shows at the very end where Jim Morrison punches out the cameraman, like
Yeah,
boom. I mean, these guys got to the point where with his onstage antics, he couldn't get, you know, they were basically, how can I put this? They were basically poison, because I mean,
yeah.
with his antics and stuff,
Mm,
um, they got themselves in a lot of trouble. Um, what else? Horse Attitudes, Moonlight Drive,
mm.
side two, People Are Strange. To me,
Yeah,
with the, I've always loved that song. It's a very
mm,
eerie kind of a track,
mm.
even with the Halloween season coming here in North America, uh, you know, a lot of vampire shows that come on TV at this time of year have this
Mm.
as an opening, you know,
Yeah,
theme piece. Uh, my eyes have seen you. I can't see your face in my mind. Great songs.
yeah, yeah.
The final track, when the music's over, you know, songs like
Mm.
When the Music's Over and um The End, not
Yes.
the title notwithstanding, have a certain finality about them.
Oh, yeah, yes, yes. Yeah.
It was
Perfect
on
endings on the albums, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it was almost like he was sort of like foreshadowing what was coming, like
Yeah,
for him. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
um, great, a great album, great musicianship. Um, I do believe that the core of the group, the core of the albums, and the core of the, how can I put this, intellectual musicality, right?
Mm,
The
mm.
muscle of the music lay within these first six albums with Morrison. Um,
Yes.
and there's no getting around it, right? So,
Mm.
but
Oh,
there you
yeah.
have, I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's very, someone could say it's very easy to say that that the albums with Morrison were the best, you know, and they could easily say that, okay, you're not giving other voices in Full Circle, a fair chance.
Mm.
But I don't agree. No, I don't agree with that. I do believe
Yeah, yeah,
that,
yeah.
that the best
Mm,
albums were with Morrison. I mean,
mm.
do you have anything to add to that, or?
Well, yeah, I think, it's quite obvious. Uh, yeah, if you listen to all those albums like you did and then put on other voices, there's a quite a big difference there. You can tell. It's a quite large gap between the quality of the album compared to the other two albums. They're just a curiosity for me. I don't even have those albums, but I have heard them, of course. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's obvious that if somebody asked me, I want to listen to the Doors, I said, if you don't get a greatest hits, get the first six albums. That's what I'd say to them.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, and
Yeah.
also, in all fairness, too, with regards to American Prayer, that album received, I think it either received a nomination or won for a Grammy Award in 1979, I believe, for Best Spoken Word Album. Um,
Oh, wow. Okay.
so, I mean,
Mm.
it did receive some acclaim. I don't find it very um compelling to listen to,
Yeah, yeah. It's not a great album, but it's sort of, yeah,
like,
got a couple of decent moments. It's a curiosity, isn't it? Really, I guess. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, no,
yeah,
it's fine. I mean, it's fine as if
mm,
you're a collector, if you're a completist, then
mm,
by all means go ahead.
yeah.
But yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, that is our ranking of the Doors albums. Um, from 9 to 1. And please, down there in the comments, please let us know uh, what your favorite Doors albums are. I mean, with a low number of albums, it was inevitable that maybe one or two of them, or three in this case, that they were going to be, you know, that our rankings were going to be the same numbers, kind of a thing. That they were going to fall in
Yeah.
the same position on our ranking chart. So again, please let us know uh, what your favorite albums are. What please put your ranking down. Do you like the albums without Morrison? Do you like other voices in Full Circle and American Prayer, or do you prefer the core set of albums with Morrison? Again, there are no right or wrong answers, but we
Yeah.
thought to give it a full ranking, a complete ranking, that we would include all nine. So,
Mm.
Peter, do you have anything else coming up on your channel soon? Or
Yeah, I've been trying to I'm doing this new series that I've thought up. It's basically taking an artist and just uh, giving in my opinion, their top five deep cuts, sort of thing.
okay,
I did Rolling Stones, my top five deep cuts, and I've been requested that my next video will be my top five David Bowie deep cuts. I've been asked to do that, so that's about it for the moment. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
okay.
quite interesting choosing deep cuts from an album, yeah, to put in order. Yeah,
It is. It is. gotta be careful there, Peter. I might just nick that idea.
Yeah,
I
you should
might
do it
just,
yourself, yeah.
I
Oh,
might
we could
just,
do one, mate. We could do one, maybe.
yeah, well, we can do one if you like at some point. I
Deep cuts,
mean,
yeah.
maybe we can
Yeah.
do one on Queen. I mean,
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, deep cuts,
yeah,
yeah.
so we can do that.
Top
But
10, maybe. Top 10 deep cuts or
top
something.
10 deep cut. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it
There's
on the
another
show.
video.
At some point, we're gonna add that to the list. Peter, Kent, and I are gonna be doing our top 10 deep dive Queen cuts. So I mean,
We're so good, aren't we? We can just come up with ideas like
there you go.
that.
No, I used yeah, in that no, that's a good idea though. So yeah, I mean, please check out the Lizard King channel. Peter has got some fantastic content. And we will be back. I think maybe next week we'll be back with another album ranking. I have to take a look at the list because there's a
Yeah.
couple of them that we've got that that we're going to tackle. I think we're going to probably tackle the Who next, ranking the albums, but we'll talk about that after the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, please look after yourselves and one another, and click like and hit the notification bell and hit subscribe. And when you click the notification bell, it'll keep you on top of any new content that I've got coming up. I will be doing a show with two shows coming up with Mr. Bill Schuster, one on Rocky Horror Picture Show versus the Little Shop of Horrors soundtrack, and another one is we'll be talking about Joe Jackson, Night and Day 2. We're going to be doing a deep album discussion about that album. And we're going to be taping that show back to back next Friday. So there's a lot of stuff coming up. I will be doing a show with Ryan Gavalier at some point. We got to nail down a date on album discussion on Stevie Nicks' debut solo release, Belladonna.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Some people say that that's her best album. Some people say that she doesn't have any good albums at all, but we'll get into that when we do the show. So, and and Peter Kent and I will be back probably next week with another video. So for Mr. Peter Kent, I'm Armando Venditti. Please look after yourselves and one another. And I will see you soon with another video. Bye for now.
Bye. Bye.